All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our weekly Team Passion Zoom call. It is Monday, December 7th. Crazy. This year has flown by. So tonight I wanted to, guys are like, those of you who get on this every week, you're like, seriously, will you stop? But this topic is something I am so passionate about that I just need to keep saying it over and over and over. But I'm actually going to dedicate this entire Zoom to this topic. So I've been pulling bits and pieces on a couple Zoom calls. So this entire Zoom is going to be labeled Team Passion System for Success. So let me start with the story on how this all came about. And again, the whole thing is you got to hear things like 8 or 9 times before it clicks anyway, right? So we're probably only on the 3rd. No, I won't do it 9 times. Okay. So at Leadership a few months ago, whenever that was, I don't even know, September maybe, Mark and I were on our way home. And, you know, anytime we leave a live Beachbody event, I mean, I swear, every time you leave an event, even if the Team Passion monthly ones every month, it's like you're a little bit better. I don't know. It's like something changes in you through every live event. Even if you go to an event and you hear the same thing that for 3 days straight, you meet a new person, you hear a new story, you connect, you hear something a different time. It's just unbelievable. So make sure you get to all of your live events that are offered to you. So we came home and we were on a plane ride home, and you know, I was saying to Mark, a lot of times I teach our leaders, and this is what passed down to me, and you know, I feel this truly, that when new coaches start, they get the same training from me, right? They get the same new coach package, they get the same coach module system, they get the same access to me in Team Passion or in my personally sponsored coach page. Everybody gets the same thing. But for some reason, some coaches take off and others do not. Some take off years later, and again, others quit. Okay, so there's a reason behind it all. So Mark and I, you know, I was starting to feel guilty. I've been doing this 5 years and 3 months, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just looking for the people that are going to rise to the top and then are just going to figure this thing out on their own, right? And something was said at Leadership, like, not everybody is going to be like you. Because that's what I'm like, I didn't have to ask how to do this. I didn't have to go do that. I figured it all out on my own. Why isn't everybody like me? You know, and that was like how I been running this business for 5 years. And then I started thinking, you know, okay, this isn't fair. That's not fair. Not everybody's like me. Not everybody is going to have those same, like, it's like a whole brain thing. Like, not everybody's brain works the same way. It's not saying you're not like me because I'm better. You're not like me because your brain doesn't work like me. Like, it's just science, right? So Mark has been saying to me for like years. So again, maybe this was the 9th time he said this to me and it clicked, that people are used to being told what to do, right? Their entire life. Like, as a child, you're told what to do, then your teachers tell you what to do, and then you go to college and your parents tell you what to do, and everybody tells you that you should then get a job, and then you should work until, you know, you can retire at 65, and then you can live, right? Like, and that's what we're taught, and that's what we're told, and it's crazy, right? Crazy talk, but it's what we're taught. And so through that, we're told what to do, right? All the time. Here's what you need to do. Here's your curriculum. Here's your job manual. Here it all is. So we started thinking, okay, this is what many of the people who are missing pieces of how this works, this is what they're missing. They're missing a job manual. They're missing being told exactly what to do, right? So I created the job manual right then and there. I was like, okay. And I just went, like, the plane is like, if you need a good thinking session, go just hop on a plane, right? So, you know, I just like, no kids are there. I'm just like focused. I can barely hear Mark. Like, things are, you know, can't hear anything. So I'm like focused. So we wrote the job manual. The job manual is currently pinned to the top of the Team Passion Training page, okay? And it outlines the first 4 weeks of a coach's business. It tells them what to do week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. The link for the coach module system is there. So all of that is outlined so that by the time your product arrives, you're starting to drink your shake, you're starting to work out, you're starting to talk in your challenge group, you're starting to get this, right? And you're getting your feet wet. So by week 4, you're starting to invite. Now, many people, day 1, they start to invite. They come into this business, I want to do this, so that's okay. But for those that just want to like go, okay, tell me what to do step by step, by week 3, 4, you're ready to invite. Your product has come in, you've had it for a couple days, you've gone through the coach module system, you've done all the trainings, you're ready to go by week 3, week 4, right? So that is all outlined for you. Now I'm going to recommend, once you go through the coach module system, say you sign up as a new coach today and you're like module 1 comes in and you do it, and then 2 days later, module 2, module 3, module 4, module 5, do it again. Do it on repeat, because the first things that you hear through those first 5 modules, like the first week that you're doing this business, you're like, I have no idea what's happening right now, right? So do it again. Do yourself a favor and do it again. The reason why we created the coach module system, this was a big project Mark and I took on at the beginning of last year. It cost us lots of money. It was some time put into it, and I thank many of the coaches that helped us pull this thing off. And I love it. I mean, hundreds of people have been going through it and they love it, love it, love it. So it's a system, right? It's a system that we created for you in our voice. So it's not Beachbody's voice. It's Beachbody's lingo and stuff, but it's how I learned. And I wanted to just pay that forward and just pass that directly on to you, because I've figured it out in the past 5 years, right? So we've given you that system. We're going to add to it. We're going to tweak it this year. We're going to actually go through it again. A couple videos need to be updated. So anything that you see that you're like, this isn't the case anymore, please let us know, because we're going to be going through that. So you're given the job manual, right? Then we have a file. The job manual is going to become a file too. I just sent it to Mark like an hour ago. He wasn't home. So it's going to become a file on teampassiontraining.com. So teampassiontraining.com is another website that we have that everything is housed in, just in case Facebook shuts down tomorrow. Okay? So for whatever reason, someday Facebook, something happens, we have a website with everything. We have a backup plan. So we will find you. We will figure out how to connect. We will find another place, right? I'm not saying Facebook's shutting down, but you know. So everything is there. So the job manual will be there as a file. Your next file that I want you to guys be looking at is called Team Passion System for Success. So along with the job manual, we then said, okay, you know, Mark has been running our my marketing on my like page, and he was like, can you explain to me how this all, like, tell me where, our financial advisor asked us this question too. So it was almost like I needed to do this. He was like, tell me, when you first advertise or invite someone, how do you take them through? What's your ultimate goal? So our ultimate goal is to have a coach join our team, right? So basically in the beginning, we want to have them come in to a challenge group. And they can come in as a coach or they can come in as a challenger. What I currently do is I have everybody come in as a customer challenger, because they're strangers to me. So I don't explain the discount coach piece. I just get everybody in as a customer because I don't know them yet, okay? But if you have your warm market, please explain to them what a discount coach is, go through all of that. There is a file on the teampassiontraining.com website called Coach First Customer. So go through that with your warm market. But when you start talking to like strangers in your cold market, it's okay to just get everybody in as customers for the first month, okay? So this is exactly what has been working for me since the summer, since the fall, okay? And this is working very well. So that's why I wanted, this is why this is on repeat, and I'm telling you again. We open a challenge group every 21 days for people to join the 21-day fix. Okay, so maybe it's every 25 days, right? But the idea is they go through the 21-day fix first. That is all I sell. If someone says, oh, but what about PiYo? I've seen that. I'll sell it to them. But I really only are pulling people in for the 21-day fix. It is our best program. It's got 30 minutes a day. It teaches you you know what the 21-day fix is, right? This is the best onboarding program for everybody. Even if someone is like super fit and they're like, I got this, I don't need that. I ask them to do it because they need to know how to share it with other people, right? So because this is going to be the product that they're going to sell. So everyone comes in with the 21-day fix challenge pack. I don't open a new group, okay? One group for a year right now. I'm going to open a new one. I went from my 39th birthday and my 40th birthday will be in June. But however you want to do it, you could do one every 3 months, every 6 months, however you want to do it. But I say new group starting. It's the same group, okay? But we're starting all together a new round, okay? So basically what I say is, okay, so my next group right now is starting on January 4th. The deadline to order so that they can be in that group is December 18th. Okay, they'll get it before the 4th, but around the holiday, you're gonna lose people after like the 20th of the month. Like they're done. They've checked out. They're running around chickens with their head cut off, right? You'll get people coming in, but it's not gonna be in huge numbers. So if you can get everybody in by the 18th to the 20th to start your January group, it'll be perfect, right? So you get them in, they come in, they go through your challenge group. Now in the challenge group, and this is all in a file, Team Passion System for Success, in a challenge group, I have 4 files, okay? And the files are also in a file called, what's that one called? Uh-oh, I wrote it all down. Challenge group system. Smart. And the files are, one talks about the Beachbody Challenge, okay? And these are they just sit as files in my challenge group. It talks about the Beachbody Challenge because I always forget to tell people to enter the Beachbody Challenge. Always, always, always. It's like I can't get that in my head. File 2 talks about Beachbody On Demand, how they opt in so that they can, like they order on 12/18, they can do their first workout on 12/19 with you, right? Because it's Beachbody On Demand. So it tells them how to opt into that. File 3 is how to continue with their Shakeology. So at day 21, I tag them in this file and I say, hey Sue, your Shakeology is going to ship in the next week or 2. I want to make sure you're on board to continue with Shakeology. And I outline what that looks like. It's in the file. File 4 is a sample menu. So a lot of people come in, they were supposed to order by 12/18, 12/20. I'm going to have people on 12/21, 2/23. Oh my God, can I still get my order in? So their order might come a little late. So in order for them to start, I give them my sample menu and I say, okay, I know we're all starting on the 4th and you don't have your product yet. Here's my sample menu, start eating like that. Okay, so those 4 files are done for you in the challenge group system file. Okay, now we have sneak peeks that run. Okay, so the challenge group is nothing fancy. I've had, after I do these Zoom calls, people message me, can I get in your challenge group? Sounds amazing. Guys, it's me posting, just worked out. Here's my shake. It's nothing. I'm just leading by example. There is nothing fancy in there. Okay, I just literally, I just lead by example. I don't run contests. I don't do points. I don't give away money. I do nothing but say, let's do this. Yeah, that's it. I'm a cheerleader in there all day. All right, so then we have sneak peeks that run. Okay, our sneak peeks run the 2nd Tuesday of every month. These are open for all of you to have your prospects come in. So the next one starts 12/15 to 12/19. Okay. I announce my sneak peeks in my challenge group. So I say, hey, so you guys have been through 21 days, or, oh, you're on day 15. Are people starting to ask you? Come check out our sneak peek if you're interested. And I just post the link for them to request to join the group. So I don't track it. I don't figure it out. I just put it out there for them. Okay, so then the sneak peek happens. Then they become a coach, right? So ideally, this is an ideal process, right? New coaches come into the downline. They are given the job manual, which includes the coach module system, right? So that's the next piece of the system. And then they are added to a 7-day quick start group, the next one that starts the first Monday of every month. We're on day 1 of this one, of ours right now, right? So they get the coach modules, they get the job manual, that the 7-day quick start guide, they get the coach sneak peek. So even new coaches going in that sneak peek, they're getting ideas of what the 3 vital behaviors are. So they're starting to learn. They get the job manual, they get the coach modules, and then they get a 7-day quick start group. So some people who still didn't take off, right? They were given the job manual, they were given the coach modules. Come on, you can do it. They still didn't take off. They need the 7-day quick start group. And I recommend, whether they took off or not, they should do a 7-day quick start group, right? And that allows me to give them 2 assignments a day for 7 days. Here's how we make a list. Here's how you're gonna invite. Let's start sharing your why. So I'm teaching them with assignments how to start their business, right? And then they see everybody else posting. It's a great, great group. I recommend you make sure you get into one of those. So then people are hitting Success Club. They're earning emeralds. Things are going great. They want to take this to the next level. And then the next step is a Sprint to Diamond group. I don't have a consistent schedule when I run the Sprint to Diamond group because I like to spring it on you. So don't ask, when's the next Sprint to Diamond? I don't know. It's happening right now. That's all I know. So I only focus on one of those things at a time. At the bottom of the Team Passion System for Success, it talks about additional trainings. The National Wake Up Call, this Zoom call, team meetings at my house, monthly Team Passion meetings, Super Saturdays. So it gives you all of that. We have spent a lot of time on the Team Passion training website, so please use it. So all the files are on there. The podcasts are on there. A link to our YouTube channel is on there, which will have all of these Zoom calls on it. And the event calendar is on there. So you're going to know when is the next 7-day quick start, when is the next sneak peek, when is the next Team Passion monthly meeting, when is the next Super Saturday. You don't have to ask any of those questions. You just go to teampassiontraining.com, events. All there. 2016 is done. Done. Okay? So that is the system that you need to follow. I mean, you don't have to do the 21-day fix, but I highly, highly, highly recommend it. and I say to them, hey, is anyone ready for the extreme? Because I don't want people to get bored either. You don't want people doing the 21-day fix 75 times. I mean, they can, but they can do size, they can do extreme, they can do hammer and chisel, they can move on when they're ready, because all of those incorporate the 21-day fixed meal plan, right? So you can certainly share other programs in your group for those people who are on round 5 or 6 with you. Here's another thing any questions? I'm gonna stop there. Any questions on this whole system? Yes, Holly. Holly is raising her hand. Do you need me to unmute you? Okay. Dave.
Actually, I just wanted to share something real quick, if you don't mind. And this was, I think, from the summit trainings.
Okay.
And I just thought it was a cool thing to do, and I started doing it as we come to a close in a round in our challenge group. And you post this and give them 4 options. Okay, the round's coming to an end. do you want to do another round? Do you want to change it up? That would be going, from like your regular to the extreme. Do you want to become a coach or interested in learning more about coaching and maybe co-leading the next group? Or do you want to gracefully bow out? And that doesn't mean goodbye, we're never seeing you again, but you need to take a break for XYZ, you're going on vacation or whatever. I just thought that was a cool, succinct way to say it.
I like that. Can you post that in the page when
Yes,
you're done?
I will.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, that's all. Bye.
Bye. Don't go anywhere.
I mean, I'm not.
Someone just asked, do I do 5 to 7 day groups? I have never run a free group in my entire Beachbody career. So no, I don't offer free groups. My Beachbody customers who have already purchased the program, and I may have never received 1 cent of commission from it, they are welcome in my groups for sure. If someone doesn't want to buy a challenge pack and they just want to do the 21-day fix, they are allowed in my group. If someone finds me on Facebook and is like, hey, I do P90X, but I need some support, they are allowed in my group. So everybody is allowed in my group that is doing a Beachbody program and isn't already working with a coach. I know that free groups work amazingly, so maybe we can do a whole Zoom call on free groups because I know that's how some people build their lists and do really well, but I don't. I never have. I've never had an interest in doing them. I feel personally that I want people to invest something in themselves so that they stick with it. So, anything else on this whole Team Passion system for success? Okay, well, you know where to find me if anything pops up. So here's the rest of the call I want to do. This I just posted on my timeline. This business is all mental. Okay? This is why personal development is one of your 3 vital behaviors. It's not just thrown in there for fluff. It's thrown in there for a reason. It is a vital behavior in this business. Do not skip it. Do not skip it. If you are absolutely exhausted at the end of the day and you're like, crap, I have to do my invites, I have to do my workout, do your personal development before all of it. Please, I'm begging you. If you have one thing that you can fit in each day, it has to be personal development. You have to do all 3 vital behaviors. But if something happens and you're like, oh God, I got nothing left, please do personal development. Please always choose that. This business, I didn't file bankruptcy 5 years ago and now make 7 figures by being the same person I was when I filed bankruptcy. I am not the same person I was. I'm not the same mom. I'm not the same wife. I'm not the same coach. I'm not the same leader. I'm not the same friend. I'm not the same sister. Nothing. I am a completely different person. I'm still me, for sure. I'm still me. For those of you who know me forever, I'm still me. Absolutely. But I don't think the same way. I'm a mom. I never thought I would be a successful businesswoman. I didn't go to school for business, but here we are. Please, please, please stop fighting the personal developments. Just stop. Okay. One of the other things that I was thinking about with when new coaches, I was thinking about myself and then one of my new coaches that is just doing really, really well. One of my new coaches, hello, who do you have there, Aaron? Who's waving? What's happening?
Captain Craig Comito, Tiverton Fire Department.
Hello.
Healthy. Getting healthy.
All right. Go, Captain.
No, I had a little Burger King.
Good job. So one of the things I want to bring up is my coach is Keith Callahan. And he was only like 6 months ahead of me in the business. So we started at the same time. So we were learning a lot together. But I would message him questions like, hey, how do I strategically, where do I place my next coach? How do I get to diamonds? how do I actually sign someone up as a coach? What does Success Club mean, right? So I asked him business-like questions. I didn't message him, all I hear is crickets. I don't have time to work this business. Nobody wants to do this. Like, I didn't message him whining, okay? Because he can't help me with all of that. He can't help me build my list. He can't help me figure out how to find more people. He couldn't help me how to, find more time with a 2-month-old and a 4-year-old at home. Like, he couldn't do that. I'm not saying I don't want to hear from you if you're going through some stuff. I'm okay with that. But you have to figure that stuff out on your own through personal development, right? You have to learn and figure that stuff out on your own. So, one of the big things I hear a lot is I hear crickets, okay? So I'm going to talk about this cricket thing, okay? I hear crickets too. They're very loud outside, right? This whole business is mental, and this whole business is about numbers, okay? This was another thing. I talk about your lifers and finding your lifers. I find maybe 5 lifers a year, 3 to 5 lifers a year. I sign 3 to 5 coaches a month. Okay? I have 155 personally sponsored coaches, and I am an 11-star diamond. Okay, so do you hear those numbers? You get it? The only answer to make crickets stop chirping and to hit Success Club more consistently, to become a star diamond, to become a 6-figure earner, to anything, any success you're looking for, the only answer is you have to talk to more people. That is always going to be the answer I give you. That is always going to be the answer. What can I do? What more can I do? Talk to 10 more people tomorrow. I remember sitting at my first Beachbody cruise, and it was like a top 10 panel. At every trip, they have a top 10 coach panel. So the top 10 coaches of the year sit on a panel, and the questions are asked. And every panel, the question is asked, why are you up there and I'm not? The answer is always, I am just talking to more people than you. That is the only answer. And they have belief that they can do this too. The only way that your belief is going to build and your confidence is going to build is through what? Personal development, Nicole. I read all your lips. You all got 100. Right? That is the only way. People say, Nicole, what's that? There's got to be a book on how to build my confidence. Nope. Well, there are books that give you ideas, right? There's got to be a book on that. Yes, but just keep reading or listening to lots and lots of books. Sorry, my notes just went away. Figuring it all out. So Mark and I recently figured out our like page and how to find more people, how to find strangers. We did trainings. We were mentored by Chalene Johnson. We asked tons of questions. We paid money to get more trainings. We have been building this for over 2 years and are finally reaping the benefits 2 years later. So we were consistent, we were persistent, and we figured it out on our own. I mean, we had help. But that's the other thing. Like, we've given you tips of go do Amy Porterfield trainings, go do lots of trainings, and we're trying to teach you what we know, but we're still figuring it out too. So, Mark, we'll sometimes sit back and Mark's like, I wish I could just ask someone a question on how to run my like page. And I'm like, I know. Yeah. So I want you guys to have confidence in pursuing success in this business. And the only way you can build your confidence is by failing over and over and over and over and over again. You can't, I think that some people think where I am now, like I still hear crickets. I do. There are people that still ignore me. There are people that still tell me this is a pyramid scheme. There are people that still tell me, how do I know you're real? How do I hear it all, but I just keep going. There are people on my like page that say to me, oh, that's too expensive. And I'm like, well, thank you so much for your time. I hope you can continue to follow me, and maybe in the next few months, you'll join me again. Next. I don't focus on what I can't control. I can't control whether someone says yes or no. I can't control whether they actually sign up. I can't control what any of you guys do. I can only share my tips, share my results, encourage you, and tell you that you can do this, but you have to do this. It has to come all up in here. This business isn't easy, or everybody would do it, right? I worked another multi-level marketing company for 8 years with little success. And you guys have gotten to know me by now. I tried really hard for 8 years, right? Like, I'm not one to give up, but I just couldn't. It wasn't for me. I didn't have passion for it. It wasn't the right company. The company was great. The people were great. I did personal development. It was awesome. I had fun, but it was a chore. Like, I had to put on Eminem, Lose Yourself, just to make a phone call in that other, right? Like, I had to Rocky it up some stairs. Like, I had to psych myself up every single day to work that business. So if that's how you're feeling with Beachbody, maybe this isn't for you. I hate to say it, but if you have to psych yourself up every single day and this feels like a chore, it's not how it should feel. This should be fun. You should love this. I get the invite things is scary. I'm not saying that should be like, woo, right? I know you have to psych yourself up to some invites. I get that, but it shouldn't be torture. It shouldn't be like, oh my God, when I do these Sprint to Diamonds in the first assignment, I just throw everybody into the fire. And I'm like, did anyone bleed? Did anyone die? Is everyone still with me? Right? Nothing bad is going to happen. Someone might just say no, and that's okay. The whole idea of that book, Go for No, is all about trying to get 100 no's. Like, that's your goal. Your goal every day, if you wake up every day and your goal is to get 10 no's, oh my gosh, your business would be through the roof. If you set that goal every day to get at least 10 no's, because you're going to keep going. You'll be like, oh crap, I need a no. I need another no. So you're going to keep inviting until you get a no. And guess what? It's going to happen. Some yeses are going to pop in there because it's a numbers game. There's nothing. It's numbers. I'm afraid to share because I'm not going to say the right thing. I don't know enough. Nobody cares. That person on the other end only cares that you care about them. That's it. You're inviting someone for the business or for your challenge group, and it's because you care. You're not just like, oh, all right, look, this name looks good, right? You have some thought into your invites. You should have some thoughts, right? The number one tip I can give you through all of that, you got lots of tips hopefully, but the number one is consistency. I actually am Mrs. Consistency. If nothing else, every single day I work this business like my life depends on it. And it does, right? I have a very big, expensive house now, so I gotta keep doing this, right? There's always a new goal. There's always something else out there for us to aspire to. Consistently doing your invites. If the invites are your hardest thing that you need to do every day, please do them as soon as you wake up. The hardest thing for me to do is my workout, so I have to do that right when I wake up. If I open this computer and I check messages, I'm like, oh my God, I love this. This is so fun. And then I'm like, oh, whoops, I don't have time for my workout. I'm so bad. So I have to make myself I have to do my workout first or it doesn't get done. It just doesn't. Okay. So if that's how your invites, if you're like, I have to do my invites first thing or they just don't get done, please do them. So before you go to bed tonight, make sure you have your 5 invites ready for the morning and do them first thing. Nothing else is allowed. Except maybe go in the bathroom, brushing your teeth. But you've got to eat that frog first. You have to eat that big, hairy, scary green frog. I think that is all my notes. People think that there is some sort of magical secret. I must know something that you all don't know, and I am keeping it all to myself. That is not happening. I do my invites. I do my workout sometimes. I drink my shake every single day. And I do personal development like it's nobody's business, right? I do so much personal development, I don't even know. I don't watch TV. I haven't even seen Criminal Minds all season. I watched the season opener. You guys, how dedicated am I to you guys in this business? Oh. All right, what do you got for me? Questions? I know it's 9:40. Yes, Holly.
Just going back to what you said about when the top coaches were on a panel and you saying, you know, the answer always is talking to more people. I recall Melanie Mitro saying this at Summit, I believe, because she was the top coach and people are saying, how do you do it? And she said she talks to 30 to 50 people a day.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, she is at a point now where she's got a like page and she's going to be attracting people, but she was obviously doing a lot of work to get there. So I just thought that was interesting. Like, wow, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, and that's to be the top coach. So think if we just do half of that.
Right.
Right? What we could really do.
Right.
And one of the things I loved, one of the biggest, that was my biggest takeaway at Summit was from Melanie Mitro as well, because Michael Neiman had stated that she has 58 personally sponsored coaches that earn Success Club every month. And I was like I have like 10. So I was like, holy crap. She signs 30 coaches a month. So of course she's going to have 58 personally sponsored coaches hitting Success Club because she signs 30 coaches a month. I sign 3. Right? Like, so it's got, you just put, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And 2 months ago, I signed 15 coaches and 5 of them are like on fire. Numbers. Yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah. Anything else, anybody? Oh, I can't hear you, Kevin. I can only see your lips moving. Uh-oh, you're broken.
Nicole,
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Who is that, Lori?
Oh.
Okay, yes.
So you were just saying that you have your invites ready to go the night before.
Yep.
So you decide who you're going to invite the night before, and then you just pop them out in the morning.
Yep.
Oh, that would probably make my life so much easier.
Aha!
So how do you go then and choose them? You just, people you've been forming with, what's your strategy for that?
Yeah, so my strategy today is different than it was 5 years ago. So I'll give you my 5 years ago strategy. Yeah, it was, I have always had a big contact list, right? So every 3 to 6 months, I sit down, depending on if I'm feeling like I'm running out of people. So it depends. So that's the timing. Every 3 to 6 months, I sit down and I make a ginormous list. And I go through my Christmas card list. I go through my address book. I go through all of my friends on Facebook. If they're not working with someone, if they told me no already, they still go on the list. So I have a list of about 100 people that I work off of. So I just go down the list. The first 5, across the next 5. And sometimes, I know I've shared this in a Zoom call before, so say I'm going through the first 5 people, and like the 4th person, I'm like, ooh, I haven't talked to them for 15 years. I'll make that a form, and then I keep going in my list until I do 5 invites. So if I have 15 people that I have to get through because some of them need a form, then I keep going until I've done at least 5 invites. And, you know, sometimes I get all excited on the list. I'm like, oh yeah, I've been totally meaning to invite this person. I can't wait, you know, and sometimes it turns into, they're usually all business invites, the majority, but they turn into exciting business invites. Like, oh, I've been thinking about you. And like, I get all excited, because my business invites are very specific. They're who I want on my team. They are like, you know, Holly was one of them. I went through that list and I'm like, all right, I know she's been a customer for 4 years and she keeps ignoring me, but here I go again. and I specifically was like, Holly, I just love your Facebook post. You know, I loved that she had a lot of likes on all her pictures, on all her, you know, like she had friends, right? I was like, oh, she has friends. People like her. I want her. People like her. I like her too. You know, so it was, you know, it's very, I'm very specific with my invites and who I want on my team. Yeah. And then sometimes I'll go through and it's someone that I'm like, I don't really know. They're a little negative, but maybe personal development would turn them around, you know? And so then I'll just send a challenge group invite or something, you know?
And how often or how frequently do you re-invite someone you've already gotten a no from?
Yeah, so I don't have a specific system with that. Again, it's like, am I running out of people type thing? So I'll go back around and be like, okay, this person never said yes. They're going on the list again. So like when my next 3 months comes up, what I do is when someone signs up, I cross them off the list. Okay, so they come off this big list because I'm in, I got them. So then when I rewrite my list, I go through and whoever doesn't have an X across it, I write again on the list, on the new list.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'll go back in my Facebook thing and you know, I'll say one person. I check my Facebook messaging to see when the last time, so if I just rewrote the list and the last person, you know, I had just invited a week ago, you know, I'm careful. I make sure before I invite, I check their Facebook. I check when the last time we talked was through Messenger so that I don't send an invite too quick or I don't send an invite after they just lost a family member, you know, so I make sure I know what's going on in their life through Facebook as well. You know, so, and I'll bring that up. I'll be like, oh my gosh, your kids look so cute. They just had a birthday party. Like, that's how I start a message. Like, you've got to just talk to people. Like, you don't want to sound like a robot.
Right.
Yeah, so that list is so important. And it was our topic today in the 7-day quick start group. Like, you should always have a list of 100 people. Another huge aha moment for me was from MJ Durkin. He used to be a consultant with Beachbody. Most people think they have a closing problem when in fact they have a list problem. Again, more people. More people. So like I would take my list and if there's 30 people on it, I'm like, oh, I'm going to run through that quick. So I've got to come up with different ways. The other people that go on my list are Beachbody customers. You know, I go through my customer list on Beachbody and I add them to my list. There's plenty of people that need us. The health and fitness market will never be saturated. I don't ever want to hear that. Everybody's a Beachbody coach. No, they're not. Only 400,000 people out of our ginormous population of millions, right? So be careful of your wording with things like that. Nobody will buy this time of year. Everybody already has a coach. Nobody wants my help. Really? Is it nobody and everybody or just 5 people? Don't be so dramatic. All right. Anybody else? Kevin, are you fixed?
Amy?
Yes, but not very well, but I can a little bit.
Hey.
Okay, that was better.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't do anything, so good.
Okay.
So this was kind of funny. On the way to your house Saturday for your party, I got a message from someone that I had sent a free sample to. When I first started, I did a free sample thing and got out of control, but she was one of them. She knew about the Beachbody workouts. She actually had T25 and she wanted to try Shakeology. So when I first did it, because I was always like, oh, all right, I'm going to sign her up as a discount coach. And she was like, well, I don't want it monthly. I want to try it first. I'm like, oh, and I couldn't fix it. And she just kind of fell off. Sure enough, all right, I'm in. I want the 21-day fix. I want Shakeology. And then she also wanted two of the Shakeology boosts. So I'm just like, I showed her the star. I said, I'm like, I didn't know what to say. I was like, oh my God, okay. So on the way up there, I'm like, oh, she goes, can we talk? And I said, yeah, here's my number. Call me when you can. I was like, oh, I'll have to leave the party because someone's going to talk and I'm going to be signing a coach. But it goes back to, I kind of like wrote her off. I didn't bother her. I saw some of her posts. I just liked it. And for whatever reason, that's someone that I hardly even got back in touch with. But it's someone that was watching what I was doing. They were like the Facebook stalkers. They'll like something or just watch it and not really, or not even like anything. They're just watching. So it comes around. I mean, that was back in March of this year when I did that sample. And now she's coming back around. She signed up and had a little bit of a system glitch, but she's getting everything she wants.
Yeah.
So it's just, and she signed up as a discount coach.
Awesome.
I was trying to sign her up as a customer, but she said, and I explained the discount, and it was just like, she goes, oh, that sounds great. I can save money. I'll do that.
Nice.
So.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah. Yep, that's the other piece. You're going to have your invites, you're going to have your follow-ups, but you've got to be talking on Facebook and you got to be inspiring. Every time you make a post, ask yourself, is this educational, inspirational, or motivational?
Hey, Nicole, I wanted to say something.
Yes.
Can you see me?
No, who's that?
This is Rachel,
Okay, yes.
the one with the French situation earlier today.
Oh, there you are. Yep.
Yeah. Hey, I actually just wanted to go off of your list situation. And I mean, I don't know if it'll help anybody, but when you go into Facebook and you search your own friends, something that I do is I start with the alphabet, I go backwards, and I just type in, starting with the letter Z, type it in, see who pops up, and I list all of those people, and I say, okay, I'm going to reach out to those people today. And then the next day I go back up and I say, okay, I'm going to type in Y, and then the names that pop up, I'm going to reach out to those people today. And then I just continue to go up to the alphabet, and right now I'm at like U. So,
Yeah.
But for people who are like, okay, how do you start your list? What do I do? Or who do you pick? That's something that works for me. Just typing in the one letter of the alphabet, see who pops up, and those are going to be my people today. So I don't know. I thought that might help somebody. That's an easy way that I do it.
Yeah, good. Awesome. And remember, no prejudging. Here's why I don't want you to prejudge. Keith invited me. Well, Keith was posting on Facebook. He invited me. He formed with me. Then he invited me a little. But then I saw his before and afters in P90X. I was like, whoa. Right? So then I reached out. And then I said, oh, I just had a baby 2 months ago. I don't have a job. Mark's the only one working. We're actually kind of in debt. I don't think I have any money to start this. What if he said, okay, that's cool. Just come back later. Check me out later. Oh my God. What if he prejudged me because I said I didn't have money? Think about that. Don't ever prejudge someone. Another story I love to tell. It's from the other multi-level marketing company. It's from Laura was my leader in the other multi-level marketing company, and now I'm her leader here. But she was at a party in a beautiful home in a beautiful neighborhood, and we were trained in that other company to sit down at the end of the night, and when we would take someone's order, we would ask them if they would want to host a party or become a consultant. And so we had to ask those 2 questions, every single person, no matter what, right? At the end of the night, she packed up, she went to leave, and the hostess said to her, I heard you asking all my friends if they wanted to be consultants and make extra money. Why didn't you ask me? And she was like, oh, like she just totally floored. And she was like, I don't know. I just assumed you didn't need money, because she was in this beautiful house. And she's like, well, actually, I'm getting a divorce and I could really use something like this right now. So you never know somebody's story. You don't prejudge. Please just invite and let them, it's like you're making up their mind for them, and that's not fair. And the other thing that isn't fair is you being afraid to invite them because you're afraid that they're going to say no. You're stopping people from a chance of a lifetime. So stop doing that. You're being selfish. Stop it. We're not selfish. We're Beachbody Coach. We're givers. And I've shared this many times. If you're like terrified to invite someone, but you want them so bad, type it all up and hit send and close your eyes or close the computer. Go for a run. Go work out. Go somewhere else. Just do it. Just hit it and then go like this. Like when I was watching the Patriots game the other night, I was like, oh! It was like a scary movie, right? Anything else? All right. Well, as always, I totally appreciate you for staying with me for a full hour when I promise you 30 minutes every week. Okay. So have an amazing night. This Zoom will be up. If not tonight, it'll be up in the morning. And all of those files are in the Team Passion Training website. All right. Have a good night.